You want to hear about the day I turned into a cynical, jaded misanthrope?
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I generally believed in the fundamental goodness of people, and I was a pretty trusting person until I had a very, very bad experience that really came down to my own naivety.
Okay.
When I was in high school, I had someone approach me on the street saying that they were in a bind. They had a check that they needed to cash for whatever reason. Their bank wouldn't do it. They would endorse it to me if I could give them like at least most of the cash that it was for. And it was like $100 and some or something like that. So it was a non-trivial amount of money. And somehow I let them sweet talk me into cashing a check for them, essentially.
Oof.
I even knew that it was sketchy. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to take a picture with you so that I know who you are and I can report this if you're scamming me here. And they took the picture with me and everything. But I got talked into going to an ATM, withdrawing cash, handing it to someone, having them endorse this check, putting it in, and not only was I obviously out the money because, yeah, it didn't go through, but I got charged for trying to cash a bad check. And that was when I realized, I was like, oh, someone can seem totally nice, totally chill, swear on their mother's grave that they are not out to hurt you, and stab you right in the face. And I was like, oh, okay, well, this is really good to know.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, and it was just one of those things. Like I was young, I was naive, I didn't know better, and I guess what I'm saying is like I understand how people can make mistakes. I'm really tech savvy. I've spent my entire life on the internet, so I
A lot
saw
of times
some.
too, you need the experience to not make a similar or related mistake in the future. You kind of have to screw up.
It's Ski Blue asks, "What do you gain from doing a scam like that?" You gain my money
Money, yeah.
because I gave the guy cash.
Because remember, Linus would get a small portion of it,
Yep.
which realistically, you probably got a fee for trying to cash a false check.
And he had a whole story about how he really needed it, and his bank was closed. And what bank did I bank at? Are they still open? And it was a whole thing. It was. I just. Yeah, I made a mistake. Right. And where I was going with that was that recently we did a video where I basically condemned people piling onto folks that fall for online scams, because we need people to have the confidence to come forward and talk about it, because that's a big part of how you educate people. Like you can't just keep it hush hush.
Every time you condemn someone for falling for that, you're making sure the scammers win again some other time.
Exactly. You're part of the problem at that point. So we need to say, okay, hey, here's what we could do better next time, but try not to shame people about it, is what I'm trying to say. Feel free to shame me. My feelings won't be hurt. But in general, not everyone's used to just being a public figure and being constantly shamed for their horrible hot takes, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Privateering my feelings.
Oh man.